It is my favorite day of the week, Friday.
Yes.
All you with the 9 to 5 business days, okay? But here at The Real, we don't have regular old Fridays. Oh, no. We like to start the turn up early by celebrating, say it with me, audience, Friday! And what's Friday without a classic cocktail? The Friday drink we're sipping on today is the Gold Rush, a mix of ginger liqueur, bourbon, and lemon juice. Ooh.
And it's delicious.
Yes.
It's
Is
good.
it? I haven't tried it yet. Okay,
So good.
This is the perfect way to start the weekend with a splash of luxury, right? So make sure you rush over to thereal.com to find out how you can make this cocktail or mocktail for yourself. So now that Friday is as good as gold, ladies, let's say cheers to some Friday girl chat.
ready.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers, audience. Cheers, everybody.
This drink is very
Cheers.
refreshing.
Yes.
Huh? So good.
Yes.
Cheers, Lonnie. You're so pretty.
You too. Oh, well, first up. The Dorrington Junior School in England recently had a My World of the Work Day, where they encourage students to learn more about employment by dressing up as the job that they want in the future. However, a letter sent home to parents made waves for banning very specific jobs. Now, the letter said, quote, "We know that some children would love to be professional sports people or pop stars or famous YouTubers. Those are great ambitions, but so hard to achieve. Because of this, we are not allowing those dress-up choices. Instead, we'd like children to think of their Plan B choices for future jobs." Now, ladies, is this school being real? I mean, because basically what they're saying is, okay, you can't dress up as Beyonce. You got to dress up as an attorney or something like that.
Yes.
Is that realistic or is it ridiculous?
Well, okay, that's interesting. I think
They said ridiculous.
Yes.
Pull that up.
I relate this to my Asian upbringing. When I told my parents that I wanted to be a television personality, when I wanted to just entertain people and make women feel good about themselves, go through fashion, all of those things are not things that you could click off or check off in a college application. So my parents got really nervous, and there was a little moment where we had, they got to let their little girl grow up, and I got to let them trust that I'm going to be okay. So when I bring it to here at 2018 now, I trip out that there's still parents that think like this, because some of my friends are some of the biggest personalities and have built a career off of YouTube, like Michelle Phan, the first ever beauty blogger, Vietnamese girl, started her own career because she wasn't really finding what she wanted to do in school. Candy Johnson, same thing. And then I'm sure a lot of artists who really had a passion for singing, but were told all the time you shouldn't give up school, and I'm not saying you should do that, but a lot of the people that made their way in the creative field that is not the usual we'd see are the ones that made their way by being themselves, true to their passion.
Right.
They're not being someone else. Actually, that's the rule of life, right? You win by learning to be yourself.
Very true. Very true. I can kind of see where they're coming from by at least encouraging the kids to have other options.
Yeah.
But the reason for it is what Adrian would say is whack, because it's hard to maintain. Do you realize how hard it is to be a surgeon? Do you realize how hard it is to be a lawyer or a
bar
doctor?
exam?
But
Exactly.
people still do it. I don't think you should ever limit a child's dream, especially when they're thinking about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't see a problem with letting kids dream. I mean, first of all, it's not easy to be Beyonce, but let them dress up as Beyonce. And then what they do is teach them, well, let's go through the history of how she became Beyonce.
Yeah.
Or let them dress up as LeBron, but go through the history of how he became LeBron. I mean, let me tell you something. Lady Gaga said as a kid, she used to dream and see her name in lights. And now she's Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it didn't stop her. J-Lo said that she and her mom used to butt heads because she didn't want to go to college. She wanted to go to dance school. She was homeless for a minute. She worked at the Laugh Factory with me, and now look at her. She J-Lo and she dating A-Rod. All right? And basketball star LeBron James said as a teenager, he would watch Kobe and believed he would be a successful basketball player. So you can't sit back and say, well, you can't use those people as role models. I think it's a teachable moment. I think it's just a disservice that they're not allowing the kids to be anything that they want to be.
Yes. What do you think, Adrian? I see you thinking over there. What do you think?
Call me Debbie Downer, people. Prepare for it.
It's okay.
I agree and I disagree. Okay. I agree that you should have passions and dreams, but I also think that you should look towards a career that maybe has a skill set. And I think that we should encourage kids that yes, go for your dreams. Everybody ain't gonna be LeBron James.
What was your plan B?
I wanted to be an obstetrician, and I went to school for that. And it's crazy enough. Remember, 2 summers ago, I actually went and decided to enroll in school abroad so that I could get credits to put towards a degree. And I actually, right now, currently, I'm going to sign up to try to get a real estate license. But and it's not that I'm not passionate about what I do. I'm passionate about singing. I'm passionate.
Yep.
But I was always taught that you should have something else to do. Like, I get it that you want a passion, but while you're going towards your passion, you still got to have a job.
Well, yeah,
That is true.
So sometimes it takes a skill set to get a job, to go after your passion, that maybe you can turn your passion into your career
But I think
eventually.
being a performer is a skill set. I
Yes.
started out, as an engineer, and then I became a comedian. Even if you want to be a stand-up comedian, you still have a skill set. You have to know how to
100%.
read.
Yeah.
You have to know the basics.
Clearly.
Then you have to go out and you have to work, the different clubs,
Yes.
get you an act. You still have to work. You have to really what everybody needs, they plan B is a hustle. That's what you're trying to
Yes,
say.
yeah.
You need a hustle.
Yeah.
But you need something like Jeannie always says, be an expert at something.
Yes.
You have to have something that you can say, this is what I do. I am an expert in this field. I can do this. Even, like for instance, you don't want to go to college, but let's say you want to be a producer. Like my lit son wants to be a producer.
Yeah.
That's your
And
hustle.
so we told him he's incredibly talented. But now USC has a Dr. Dre music class that you
Right.
can now take.
That's awesome.
You also can now take engineering school. You can go to school to be a music engineer, that you actually can have a skill set that takes you to where you want
Were
to
there
be.
internships and stuff?
All of that.
I think my parents actually did it right. I truly believe it is part of the parents' responsibility to see what talent
Yes.
or skill that their child has been gifted.
I agree.
believe every person has a gift that they've been born with.
Amen.
So my mom knew that T and I, were big personalities. And the moment we said, you know what, I want to be on TV, my mom didn't say, no, you can't do that. She said one thing, you can do that, but I want you to go to school as well.
Amen.
So while T and I were doing Sister, I got my college degree, and that was my plan B, and that worked for me. So if acting didn't work out or whatever, I could be a counselor, I could be a teacher, I could be a psychologist if I,
Because
go
you
back
have a
to
degree
school.
in what?
In psychology.
Psychology. That's
And-
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
I don't-
But I
have
also
psychology.
think that helps you with your skill set here.
Absolutely.
The fact that you can, when we have these conversations, you can have a perspective and you can help us out. When we say, well, why do you think this person did that? You have a perspective that's very different from the other 3 of us.
Yes.
But what I think, go ahead, Jeannie.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna finish it though.
Okay. So don't forget your thought. All I'm saying is, in life, I know way too many people who went to college to please their parents or finished with a degree that is sitting there on the shelf collecting
100%.
dust. I know a lot of people, more than 50%, are unhappy with their jobs and are doing things where they don't feel like fulfilled. They don't feel like their purpose is being planned out. So I think for this practice, it's important to encourage kids to live your dream to the very fullest. Because when you become an adult, guess what? You become embarrassed of what people think. You become afraid of the unknown. You become fearful. And then you don't attempt those dreams as you get older. So as a kid, if you want to dress up and be a superstar, you want to be Beyonce, Bruno Mars started out wanting to be Elvis. And it got him towards the path he wanted to be.
Right.
Because you are exercising the number one goal in life is to win at being yourself.
Right.
At yourself. So, my end all is don't grow a glass ceiling in your house. There's already a glass ceiling in race, in identity, already in the
know.
world, and gender.
Let
Don't
them know.
have your kids feel a glass ceiling in their own home.
Yes, I think you have to do what's right for you. Will Smith did say he didn't have a plan B, and look where he is now. Then there are some people who just feel a little bit comfortable with having a plan B. So do what you want.
Yeah.
I don't think you should judge
but-
people who don't have a plan B, and I
Right.
don't think you should judge people who do have a
But
plan B. They're just
I
doing
want
what's
to
right for
tag on the
themselves.
fact to parents.
And security.
I want to tag on to the fact of parents because a lot of parents don't clue into what their kids are interested in or creative in. Because I can honestly say, I mean, if we want to be real about it, I mean, I spent 8 years working in a job when I could have been 8 years doing stand-up. That pushed me back 8 years. So now I'm the older one. You guys are, 7, 8 years younger than me. Whereas if I would have, tapped into it earlier, which is what I always wanted to do, but I was scared, I would be a lot further along. So, like you said, I think when they're young, tap into what your kids really, you know, if you see that they're drawing, or if you see they like to play instruments or they're singing, nothing's wrong with trying to, you know, manifest that as well. And make sure that they get their what they call it, the rudimentals, the
rudimentary something.
Yeah.
What I will say is, do you think there's a reason why so many kids, this is my other thing, we don't glamorize how awesome being a doctor is, how awesome being a teacher is, how awesome being a lawyer is. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes that's an issue too. We glamorize, okay, yeah, like being a reality show star, and being like a sports star, or being Beyonce, but the realistic part is, yes, they worked very hard to get there, but not everybody's born with that God-given talent.
If you want to be a lawyer, it's going to tap into you. I believe that. If you want to be a doctor, it's going to, at some point in your life, it'll tap in that this is what I want to do. I just think we need to we just don't need to knock anybody's dream. That's all.
But as kids, why do you think they're choosing more Beyonce than being a lawyer?
Yeah.
Why do you think kids, though, are choosing more Beyonce than a lawyer?
Because it's more popular. But I think where we need to, as parents, it is our job to see, okay, I will tell you this. My mom asked me and said, okay, you want to be an actress. Why? I said, you know what? I really like seeing the process of looking at a script and actually being something that I'm not for a change. She was like, good, you will succeed. There are people out there who say, oh, I only want to be a rapper, I want to be an actress because I want to be famous and I want to make a lot of money.
Wrong answer.
Boom. Wrong. That's not why you should be in the entertainment business, because you're not going to succeed that way. You won't last. You have to make sure that it's your passion. And if it's your passion, that's when you say, okay, baby, go ahead and do it.
That's great. Well, from dressing up like celebrities to being followed by them, radio DJ Jay Cruz of Power 106 right here in Los Angeles, who we visited, has spent the last couple of weeks desperately trying to get Kim Kardashian to follow him on Twitter. Cruz, who's a huge fan of Kim's, decided to play a game called Kim K or Colonic, where he promised listeners, that if Kim didn't follow him by a certain deadline, he would get a Colonic. Cruz did everything to get Kim's attention, even holding a public rally to support his cause. Well, Kim finally noticed, tweeting, quote, okay, wait, I feel bad, you guys. Should I follow him or let him get a Colonic? Aren't they good for you? Maybe he should get one. Unfortunately for Cruz, she was too late. So Cruz later tweeted, quote, never too late for the follow back. I did get the Colonic. Man of my word.
Dang.
Yeah. So, ladies, what do you think of this creative way to get someone's attention?
I love you, Kim. Screw the follow, though. I personally love a Colonic. Yes, I do.
You do?
I am keeping it real. And I think if I'm clean on the outside, I'm clean on the inside.
Yeah.
I do.
And vice versa.
Yes, clean on the inside, you're going to
clean on the outside.
Yes. I think it's he's clever as a DJ to go for the most uncanny thing a man would ever reach for.
Yeah. Right.
But I think it was cute that Kim answered back. I'm wondering, though, did she follow back?
Well, okay, before we even get to that, I want to ask the audience a question. Round of applause if you know what a Colonic is.
Okay.
Los Angeles.
Round of applause.
They're very available here.
Who here has done a Colonic?
The
yes,
faces
to the brother in the back. Yes.
Okay, tell us what a Colonic is.
A Colonic is basically an irrigation system where you do it's a water flowing pumping system where
they stick stuff up your butt
and they water flow it into your lower intestine and your colon, and you cleanse it out, all the things you've eaten since you were a kid, hydrogenated oils.
How long does it take?
It can take about 45 minutes.
Yeah,
it pumps you up.
You
feel your,
does it hurt?
No.
It doesn't hurt.
It feels uncomfortable, like you gotta go, but when you go, you go.
It's like an
if it's uncomfortable, it's not being done right.
You can lose. I've done a Colonic.
I know.
Yes, we talk about it all the time.
Are you the only one that has it?
No, okay, fine.
Okay, but you can lose 4 to 5 pounds doing a Colonic.
Yes.
Did you know that when John Wayne passed away, he had like 14 pounds of crap in his intestines, so a Colonic never hurt nobody.
Yes,
no, that's I'm fine with that.
So he should have picked something else, maybe.
A colonic
Because, like Kim said, she's like, I kind of
healthy.
don't want to follow
Yeah.
him because I want him to do this because it's good for you.
Yeah,
I promise you
just
many-
don't do it too much.
Yeah.
No,
And
is
consult
that-
your doctor, you guys,
yeah,
before
before
you do
you
a
get
colonic.
one.
Yes.
Just
I don't
saying.
think you can do a colonic on yourself.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you
can
can.
do it.
It's-
Ready?
It's called an enema. And
Yeah.
it's amazing.
A coffee enema.
That's not.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's okay. Wait.
So a colonic is a
Rachel.
machine
Okay.
that pumps water and is
Because
your...
I've done enemas, but I heard
Yeah.
colonic is like,
It's more
an
intense.
enema squared.
Here you go. One colonic equals 10 enemas.
Yes.
Okay.
So
yeah.
one enema is something to keep it habitually clean. Make sure you because what we eat, there's a lot of toxins.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You can't keep it all that clean, but things don't always digest over you. And I'll be honest, the number one thing that Americans don't take care of is
their
their
gut
regular
health.
Their gut
digestive
and their
health.
colon.
And
Right.
that's why people are brain frogged.
True.
They gain weight right here. It's a whole thing.
They
So
actually
usually if you
say
see a
it's
person-
super important to
Stop
have
it.
a healthy gut, to have a healthy
Yep.
gut.
Yes.
So
And a
Google
colon.
it, figure out how to have a healthy one, figure out if a colonic is good for you. Maybe it's an enema, maybe eating more fiber, whatever's good for you.
Yes, if you
Speak
need
to your
help,
doctor.
if you need help, ask me because I'm telling you, it changed my life. I lost 20 pounds off of it when I used to weigh
You
more.
lost 20 pounds.
Yes.
I'm getting a colonic tomorrow. Sign me up. Right after this drink.
Lonnie, I'm coming with you.
Lonnie.
We got a 2-for-1 special
Lonnie,
over
whatever
here.
you do, just don't get addicted to it, okay?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
Because
You gotta
it
do it
is
safe.
life-changing.
Don't get addicted
It's like
to it.
it's like